let's go discuss some points about the flexible ducts. When I go to the Systems tab and click on the Flex Duct command, here in the Properties window, we can specify whether we want to draw a flex duct rectangular or flex duct round. This flex rectangular duct has some kind of a tarpaulin shape. For example, for the air conditioners, they use this type of duct to connect it to the roof duct. Or in some other cases, we use this type of duct to connect the duct to some kind of a machine. So for that, we use the rectangular shape. And as for the flex round shape, you saw the example. Alright, so now we're going to select the round one, or even with the rectangular. It applies to both of them. So once we select one of them, so just like how we did for the ducts, we can go to Edit Type and choose a fitting type for it. So now in the Duct command, first let me cancel this. When we were talking about the ducts, we could have gone to the Edit Type and edit again so we could see the fittings. But here for the Flex Duct command, once we click on Edit Type, we can see all the fitting types right over here. So here it says if a junction were to be applied, its type would be T. And then that T would be this type. And the family for tab is also right below it. And then we have the types of transitions and union. So now we can duplicate this and name it Flex Round Junction Tap, for example, and then OK. And then for the preferred junction type, we select Tap. And as for its family, we want this, which is Round Takeoff, and Transition, and all the other items. So now the one which was named Flex Round, we can rename it and make it Flex Round T. So we have T fitting, and that's it. So we click OK. And now if we go to the Properties window, we can see Flex Round T and Flex Round Tap. Now if we select and use the one that says Tap, then go over here and click, we will then have a T. And if we use the one that says Tap, click, we will then have a Tap. Let's go check these both in 3D. You see, there they are. This one was Tap, and this one was T. Now, why do their elevations look like this? It's because when we were in the plan and activated the Flex Duct, the elevation of our Flex Duct was in 4,000 millimeters. Whereas, actually, let me press Escape. Whereas our duct was drawn in 2,750 millimeters. And our junctions were higher, so it connected them from above the duct. Now, another thing is that when we are trying to draw flexible, in the Properties window and the Graphics section, we can specify what the pattern of this flex duct should be. Right now, it's on single line by default. So I'll press Escape. We can even select the other junction which we drew, and then open this drawer and select whichever one of these patterns that we want. For example, circle. This is what it's going to look like. Or for example, oval. We will have these ellipses. Or flex. Then we will have a flexible shape. Now let's try Flex 2. And this one's a little bit different than the one before. You can recognize them. Now let's try Curve. And now let's select Single Line 45 degrees. But we used the first single line in the first place. So in case you ever see fit, you can use any of these graphic patterns onto your ducts. Now another thing is that, do you remember in the Ducts and the Project Browser window where we went to the Families and then Duct Systems and Duct System? We could have right-clicked on any of these and duplicate. And now we have to rename this new duplicated one. For example, SAD and then Enter. We press Enter again so that we could also change the color of it. For example, we're going to set it on red. Now let's click OK and close these. And now we have two new duct systems with classification supply And we made one of their names SAD and the other supply air. Now let's draw a vent or terminal. We're gonna go right over here. Activate the duct command DT and draw a duct with SAD here and escape. And now we're gonna draw a terminal with the type supply and an elevation 2000. Now we put it right next to this one, click and escape. Again, Systems tab and Flex Duct. Now Flex Duct tab. We're gonna set its pattern, for example, on oval, diameter and elevation, and system type is supply air. So we're gonna go click and then escape. Now, although the duct and the flex duct have the classification of supply and they're the same and we're not getting a warning, their names are still different and you can see they have a strange look. So remember, in case you want to add a flex duct as well, you should always pay attention to your system type. So if we set this on SAD, the duct, flex, and the terminal will change into the same color. So the system type of the entire system needs to be one thing. Another thing is, if we go to section, we will see that the flex duct and the convert to flex duct commands will be inactive. So that means we can't draw flexible in section view, but in 3D and the floor plan, we are able to draw those things. Now, let me tell you another thing. Right now, our scale is at 1/100. If we change it to, for example, 1/2000, as you can see, at some parts, we can't see the flexibles anymore. Because the scale changed to 1/2000, the distance between the duct and this flexible became so much that we can see only lines and we think they're too far from one another. This means that one of its line is over here and the other is right over there. It's so far that we can't even see it. So remember, in case you can't see your flex duct, it might be because of your scale. Alright, now we can see that our terminal is the same color as the duct. It was black at first, but once it was connected, it turned blue. It's only the flexibles which we can't see. So we're going to check the scale and change it and we'll be okay.